Hello and welcome to MotorCult episode 36. I'm Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sinitsky. Hi.
Hi, yeah.
Welcome
In
back.
case you forgot we were gone, we do 2 a week. So
Yeah, sorry.
we're still
we set
apologizing.
quite a precedent, but yeah, as it turns out, like 18 weeks, and we just sort of like missed 1.5. So there we go. Anyway, we're getting right into it. How about we start with beer?
Yes, I'm going to review the Deschutes Summer Twilight Ale.
Yes.
Berger will as well, but
Yep.
you can't confirm or deny that, now can you?
Nope. It's a
all
gray
right,
area.
let's pop this bad boy open.
Sounds delicious.
Of course, it sounds delicious. This is Deschutes.
How could I be so stupid?
Ooh, my God, that's good. That is really, really, really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna taste mine here in a second.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a sour, but not quite.
Ooh, oh, it's got such a smooth, full-bodied taste to it, but none of that shitty IPA crap.
Yeah, it doesn't like kicking the mouth with salt like a sour does.
That's really good.
It's really citrusy. It's really good. That's a really good summer ale. So yeah,
It has the taste of an IPA with none of the bite.
yeah, exactly. It's
What the hell?
citrusy and just
Why
delicious.
are all of them not like this?
Yeah, this is what every beer should be. The Deschutes Twilight Summer Ale. Go
really-
drink it
it's really
right now.
good.
That's super, super good.
Wow. Okay.
So this episode,
Yeah. We're gonna start off with kind
Yeah.
of a really
have-
big topic.
we've got basically 2 really big topics. The smallest amount of news, World Cup of Cars, and no interesting
Yeah.
engineering. I'll probably find something in the running that we can just talk
We're
about for a
really
sec.
good at tangents, so I'm sure we'll find something.
I
fill
think
it
we're
up
going to be
with.
okay.
Yeah, but the first topic is a big one. I've actually been shoving this back episode to episode because I knew it was going to take some time, but
Yes.
it's our personal vehicular histories.
Oh, my God.
So I should probably have you at least start on
Yeah,
this.
because
I gotta pull up my list.
I'm in like the mid-20s, I think.
Should I start since I have the smallest list?
I guess
Sure.
Jana
Yeah, Jana
technically.
should start.
Okay. So my first car is a 2006 Toyota Sienna LE. I got it from my mom. It's been in the family since 2006. I've had it since 2013.
And it's been to a Waffle House once.
Yes,
Ugh.
it's been to a Waffle House.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's been to Kansas City twice. Yeah.
It's more times than I ever want to be.
Yeah, it lost its bumper in South Dakota once during a really bad rainstorm in the middle of April, so that was fun. But you know, we glued on another one.
That's like,
It's
that's like
good.
your archaeology mobile.
Yeah, it is an archaeology mobile. It helps me move students and ground penetrating radar, which is
Ooh,
fun.
sounds kinky.
And then I have 2 Accords.
Penetrating.
Oh God. Ron and Manuel. Ron is a 1988 Honda Accord coupe in the color beige with a very, very bad automatic transmission.
We were
Well,
talking about that last
Yeah,
episode.
we were talking
yeah.
about that on Saturday's episode, and
We actually ended on it and started on this episode
something
with the
about
same
a
car,
dying family pet.
Yeah.
basically.
Yep. So
And we
he's-
have the new pup as well,
Yeah,
which is
the
Manuel.
new pup is Manuel. He's a 1989 manual Accord coupe, also in the color beige.
Ooh.
The like identical car, basically. Just it's
Just a higher model.
Yeah,
and a
Ron-
better
is it an EX?
transmission.
Ron was the lowest trim level you could get, which is a
Carbureted.
DX automatic, like the
Wow.
least desirable one. But it was a coupe, which is cool, and it's got flip up headlights, which is
Yeah.
by default awesome. But Manuel is a EXI, which is fuel injected.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's gonna take a hike.
Fuck fuel injection. Who needs that in an 80s Accord?
No, it's more the PCV system that makes it have to take a hike because that A series engine is just a disaster.
Yep.
And plus, you kind of like the quirkiness of the
oh yeah,
of the carburetor.
I love the carburetor on Ron.
Are you
It
gonna
was-
carb swap the Manuel?
Oh yes.
There's a company in
Manuel's
South
getting
Africa called
Oh yeah, we were
Roland
talking about
carburetors
this. Yep.
that do
Yep.
carburetor
And,
injection kits.
You know, even though that Ron is, you know, the decrepit old man, Manuel is going to be on his 3rd engine. He's got over 500,000 miles on him.
Yeah, it's shocking how many miles are on and how good of condition it is.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, I think what really killed Ron though, not the transmission, but the body is just
oh yeah,
gone.
there's several holes in the floorboards and
Oh,
But the thing is, somebody did a restoration
That
at some
sounds-
point on both these cars have been restored.
oh yeah.
at some point in the history, and then
Seems
just
odd.
it is just the weirdest thing. I
Yeah,
have no
the-
idea who did it. It was just the first one we were like, why was this done? And the second one is like, wait, again?
The reason I was sold Manuel was because I showed the owner Ron and how much I loved him, because the person he bought it from
Yeah.
loved the car so much, but unfortunately died before, being able to restore it.
Sure.
So he was like, you know what? I could sell this to this guy for like a couple $100 more, or I could sell it to you, who I know who's gonna take care of it.
I've had that happen
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, and so that's how I got it, and
You
it's
seem like a
licensed
better
pl-
steward of the car than the other guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't give us as much as we want for it, but I know you're gonna take care of it, and I occasionally send him pictures of the car, and
Nice.
like, it's still running.
With the car though, it's actually kind of interesting though. It's on its third engine, yeah, but the paint on it like was never done very well, so it's kind of like matte and like it.
Okay.
Like if you look at
I
both
know
of
what
them
you
from
mean.
afar,
Yeah.
like,
Ron looks better.
Ron
than
looks better from
Manuel.
afar, but then you get up to it and then you're like, oh, Ron is literally made out of Bondo. Like there's not a panel on that car. It's not covered with like a centimeter of Bondo.
It's very light.
I'm
Weird.
I'm super
An 80s
confused.
Honda?
I'm super confused, like why somebody would ever like put an ounce of Bondo onto one of those cars, because it's just not worth it. Like you can just go buy another one for nothing.
That's really weird.
But anyway, yeah. So the Manuel, I've got a B series engine to put into the Civic. They happen to swap into those, and we're gonna make that really cool once
Yep.
the second I get the
I think a
crest
B
set.
series and an all like Accord is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it came with 100 horsepower and 120 pound-feet of torque, and now it's gonna have 140 pound-feet of torque and 180 horsepower. It's
Wow.
kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
And
substantial
way
improvement.
more reliable.
Yeah,
Everybody
like fuel
thinks it's
injection
a
and stuff.
Prelude.
Well, I mean, it'll be
which is-
carbureted, but yeah.
But
it will be carbureted for sure.
Pop-up
'cause-
headlamps.
Yeah, I think the best part about the Accord is it does everything that a Civic does, but it's just like it's like 4 inches wider.
Oh yeah.
It just gives you elbow room. It doesn't weigh much. It weighs like 150 pounds more.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's like totally doable. And it's got pop-up headlights and a way lower drag coefficient.
And it only has 2 doors, so when I'm babysitting, I don't have to worry about the kid like just hopping out, all
Tucking and rolling
willy-nilly.
on the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's got pop-out back windows,
Yeah.
which is by default
you
amazing.
can't throw
Woo.
toys out of, so it's very.
Yeah, it's very very well designed for babysitters.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go through mine.
Oh, my
Mine's not
word.
gonna take that long.
Yeah, okay. I concede.
I'm
I
a-
just updated my list, so I'm ready.
Oh my god.
Good.
We're
All
up
right,
to
so
80.
I was just stalling.
I'm
sorry.
gonna knock mine out out
Okay.
really quick. First car, 91 Honda Accord.
Oh, yeah.
LX
Boris.
trim level automatic,
no, sorry,
named
92.
Boris Yeltsin. It was 92. I'm sorry.
Yep.
What is wrong with me? Because
I don't know.
I replaced that with a parts car that was a 91 because I wanted the 91 headlights because the 91 headlights look way better. Then I got a winter beater, which was a 90 Accord.
Okay.
So I've owned every year of the CB generation except for 93. So if anybody wants to help me complete the all 4 years, I can do that for very little money.
I think that would be a superfecta potentially.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then I had my 86 Celica Supra. Had that for a little bit. Then I had a 91 Buick LeSabre, which is horrible, but I got it for like $100 basically, or $300 or something. I can't remember as a kid. But both my cars had broken out at the same time. I needed a way to get to work. Somebody just traded one in. I blew it up in a weekend and went back to daily driving the Accord for a little bit. After I fixed it and then really blew it up.
Scattered.
The car that came in after that was my 91 Honda Civic, which was Mako-chan,
Is that the teal one?
my teal one.
Okay.
Yeah, I named it after Sailor Jupiter.
I just don't even care.
But,
my life was better before I knew most of the things about you.
But that's had a series of interesting and questionable engine swaps. Probably the most entertaining one was the one that was cobbled together from random D series parts and made more power than the original engine, even though it was non-VTEC and a tenth of a liter smaller. A way higher compression and a higher rev limiter.
Is that a D15?
It was a D15 Z1 bottom end with ZC pistons, which came from basically the Japanese high compression version of the
Okay.
86 Integra engine, the original Integra engine.
Interesting. Okay.
D16 Y7 cylinder head, which was the smaller combustion chamber, better flowing version of the best non-VTEC cylinder head you can get. D16 A6 intake manifold, which is the best flowing manifold except for the Y8. But when you have a Y8, you start to run into issues because the manifold's so large.
Oh, okay.
And then I can't remember what I can't remember what exhaust manifold it had on it, but it had some. I want to say it was a Z6 exhaust manifold that had been ported out. Like, I don't know. It was a thing that you would do back in the 90s before you could regularly find like headers for them, where people would take the cast iron manifolds and they'd polish the insides and
extrude honing.
Yeah, extrude honing. But it was a really weird manifold. I got it off of a parts car from a friend of mine. He picked up this Civic he found in a barn and parted it out. And it had a bunch of really cool stuff. The car was actually probably a sick car in like 1999 when it was built. But it just had a bunch of like weird old school parts on it.
Sure.
Yeah, so after that, so I had the Civic, then I had my AW11 MR2, which is one of the best cars I've ever had.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that car is really cool. I bought it for $500, and I was using it as a daily driver, and I traded it for an '86 Subaru GL10. Financially, probably not the best trade, but it got me my girlfriend because she really liked the car. So I guess
Jenna perked up.
that kind of, I'll count that as a profit.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah. Then after the Subaru, I got my CRX for a daily driver. That daily drove for a while.
That thing is super cool. I love that thing.
I owned a '96 Honda Civic. They named Stephen Hawking that had been in a front end collision.
You helped us tow.
Yeah, it was the one that you helped me tow.
Oh,
that red one.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. So I had that one. I named it Stephen Hawking. I named my parts cars. Wow. I could go through the names of all my cars.
God, I used to use my trailer so much.
We did.
I'm glad I sold that thing.
Yeah. So, if you're wondering what the Accord's names were, it was the Warbringer, which is a matte black one, and the green one was named Eeyore because I had a picture of Eeyore on it. But yeah. So then after I had the
great.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that. So in case you were wondering,
I can sleep tonight. Thank you. That's going to be great.
Then I had my I also owned an '86 Honda Accord as well. I bought that for $150 in a subwoofer I found in a dumpster. This actually happened before I owned the MR2. Actually, about the same time I owned the MR2. But I put an exhaust in that.
Your list needs some work, man. I've got the age I bought the cars at in mind.
I'm going off of memory.
Okay. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. But with that Accord, I put an exhaust on it, and I sold it for $1,500.
Nice.
So I had all of $300 into the car. So that's a come up.
I like making that kind of absurd profit percentage.
It's just fantastic.
It's really great. I did that on one of the cars.
I did that. Actually, I put that on my job resume when I started selling cars. I'm like, yeah, I bought a car for like nothing. I'm really good at selling things. And it's true.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Because every single... Like, I never sold the new cars. I always sold the weird old shitty cars.
You're very direct. You make eye contact, and you're very, very, like, excited about it.
Yeah, I get it.
Some people get excited with you. Like, you know what? Maybe I do need a new Subaru today.
Yeah, that's exactly how he got. He got a lot of customers by just being like, hey, you need this. And they're like,
you really need this.
You make a persuasive argument,
have
salesperson.
You ever seen me at a car show where I'm hawking my Japanese nostalgia car stickers?
Yes.
Yeah, like, oh, dude, I hustle them.
I get the fuck away from you at most car shows. Shows, not shores.
No, it's. I mean, a lot of people want them. And it's just like that's the one place they can find me. I still have more.
Okay. No, you're good.
So then going. I got my '90 Toyota Cressida.
Yep.
And
which is almost back on the road.
It was on the road for 2 seconds, and then I found out that the transmission cooler lines had been folded over and are just hemorrhaging transmission fluid. So I had to pull that right back into the driveway. So. Thank God I've got the original transmission and cooler lines, but they're just kind of a pain in the dick to put on.
Whoops.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't just, like, look at that.
Can you get some, like, AN adapters and just, like, put an aftermarket cooler on there or something? Might be easier.
That's probably what I'm going to do. But the thing is, it's the hardened lines that go from the transmission along the engine.
Yeah.
And it'd just be easier.
What is it on the side of the trans? What is it, like O-ring pressure fittings, or like what is it? Is it
threaded? No, it's actually bolted on. It's how Toyota bolts on their O2 sensors. I use the 210 mils on each side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. So it's not going to be hard to get off.
Fine.
But I mean,
yeah,
that's
a bummer.
The only pain in the ass is that like it's just long ass line that goes from like basically the center of the car to the front. So that sucks a little bit. I guess I could I could cry about it because I could have like much worse issues, like needing an ECU and a wiring harness for an 86 Subaru that nobody's ever heard of.
Weird. I
Like-
feel like you might also have that problem.
Yeah, I do have that problem.
Interesting.
That's
you
why.
should carbureate it.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
Because I am just super over it.
Wow, it's like I've convinced him to carve all of his cars or something.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But no, then my daily driver, my 2007 Mazda 5.
Oh shit, yeah.
I feel like there's something in there.
Manual.
Are you forgetting the Volkswagen we bought?
Oh shit! I knew I had a German car in there. Yeah, I owned a 1986 Volkswagen GLI.
We sold
I
it
remember that.
immediately.
Yeah,
I
you
actually-
owned it for like a day.
No, I owned it for a little while. I just
whatever.
I wanted to own it for a little actually longer. It's just Euroworks is coming up. I needed to move
Didn't
the
you
car.
get that from Nikki?
No, I got that from my friend Sebastian.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of his
No, that's
other
the-
cousin's car that
Yeah.
we
My
we
Geo-
didn't own. We
Yeah.
just
Is
took
that the
care
Chicago
of.
one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Chicago
Okay, I
one.
gotcha,
Yeah,
I
that was,
gotcha.
that was my cousin. That was Clint, and I took care of that car while he
I
was
gotcha.
in. Like, I actually like. I talk a lot of shit about Volkswagen.
Me too.
Mark IIs, I actually like a lot. It's just
Except
that
for they try to kill me.
the thing is like every single time I think about getting one, I go, God, but Honda just does all this so much more reliably.
That's why I buy BMWs.
Yeah, like I want
There's so many good cars out there. I'm just like, oh, but I can also get this.
like my 86 GLI was really cool until I had the door latch problem and the clutch and the throttle cable problem.
I thought it was a clutch cable.
No, it's throttle cable.
Really?
What would happen is if you go full throttle, the throttle cable will pop itself off of the throttle pedal.
Oh, I had that happen on my red M3 when I bought it.
And the door
In
latch,
Houston.
the door latch failed, and the door swung open while I was on a cloverleaf trying to reconnect my throttle cable underneath the car.
How'd that work?
It literally tried to kill me.
Yeah.
So-
None of the seatbelts worked on.
Blubsky
passenger
did that to
cars.
me
yes,
once.
and actually at that same time the seatbelt was also locked up. So I was not wearing a seatbelt. The door was open, and I was like underneath the car. Like it was bad.
Yeah, and then when we took out his boss's Volkswagen Rabbit, the seatbelt also didn't work for me.
It's a
and I
really
was
common
like,
problem.
"Ugh."
On the seatbelts,
I don't-
There's this little.
There's one thing I would like confidently working in a vehicle. It would be a
Exactly.
seatbelt.
So this is the thing. With my CRX, the seatbelt did fail.
But we took
But
it into the
Honda
dealership.
has a lifetime power or a lifetime warranty on seatbelts.
Really?
Yeah, any car ever that they've ever made,
Oh,
they have a lifetime
that's
warranty.
smart.
on.
I mean, it's a safety item.
But Volkswagen doesn't, so that's why I never fixed that seatbelt. I just took the cover off and got a screwdriver and would pop the screwdriver into the seatbelt whenever it began to act up.
That sounds so sketchy.
It was super
So
sketchy.
safe.
That's kind of why I sold the car. Also, another good come up. Bought that car for $500 and sold it for $3,000.
Hell yeah. Allegedly.
No, I'm just being straight up. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
$3,000. My friend Sebastian, he bought the car, but then his girlfriend at the time hated the concept of him having a fun car, so he got rid of it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
It sounds
Anyway.
like you have some dumb people in your life.
Yeah, it was a bad decision on his end. Rose-colored
no, I know.
glasses, but I'm being a good guy. I split the profit with him. I didn't have to, but I chose to. So I just threw $1,500 this way, or I threw $1,000 this way, because he already had $500 from me buying the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was another car that I had. I'm sure there's more in there, but I'm gonna let you continue.
Yeah, I mean, mine's...
Yours reads like a book.
It is.
Do you just want
I
to
hate
start
books.
listing?
So, should I just do the car, or should I do, like, the car, the year I bought it, and, like, a little blurb about it? Like, what should I...
Just do about the important ones, like the majority, because there's
Okay.
so many E30s.
Well, I'll list everything, but
There's
I'll
so many
only list the
E30s.
details and
If
the
it's a
important
parts
ones.
car, just say parts car.
I didn't put any parts cars on this.
Great.
Can you count the number of parts cars you had in
No.
addition?
A lot.
Is it over 20?
Yeah. Oh,
Is it
yeah.
over 30?
It's probably 40-ish.
40 is
40-ish parts cars.
is it over 45?
No.
So it's mid to lower 40s.
I'm guessing
parts
it's
cars.
probably right around 40.
So
Around
tack that
40.
onto this list.
So
the list is 80 vehicles right now.
okay, can start
Anyway,
up.
All right, so car number 1, SW21, 1991 Toyota MR2. Bought it when I was 14. I had my brother Scott help me road trip with a loaner car from BMW. Actually, it was Motorworks at the time.
Yes.
My mother's reaching was in for service. We got that, brought it home, did a ton of maintenance and stuff to it, sold it when I was 15 before I could really drive it. Car number 2, ZZW30 MR2. So third gen Spider, the black one, which I bought from Scott once I totaled it and repaired it. I totaled it.
One second. I need to add a 2004 Infiniti G35.
Oh yes,
I inherited that.
That's a new.
I inherited that.
That's a new inherit edition. All right, car number 3, a 1987 Mercedes 420 SEL, white on gray. I bought that for $1,100 from a guy in Excelsior. I lowballed the crap out of him on Craigslist. I drove that for 3 months in high school when I worked in Edina and lived in Plymouth, and it got terrible fuel economy, and it was 2007. So I lost money working at Target. W201 190D 2.5 turbo diesel, white. That car I miss dearly. That thing was great. Super rare, 87 only.
Of all your cars, that's my favorite one that you've ever had.
That thing is so
and that's
cool.
the one that you had, because we started hanging out right around the time that you sold.
I was
the
all
560.
Mercedes.
Yeah,
the
well, no,
420.
you sold the Toyota because your MR2 is your daily.
Yeah, I had the Toyota the whole time, but like I also dailied the diesel
Yes.
at the same time.
Yeah, though you dailied those two. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's right around the time that we met. So
We were also still in 10th grade at this point.
yeah, I was 17 when I bought the turbo diesel. Next car, 1991 blue 190E 2.3, which Trig now owns. Next car, 1988 Champagne on Oxblood red 2.3 190.
Sounds gorgeous.
Missing reverse, burned a ton of oil,
It's
but
a Ron.
was pretty clean. So I bought it. It was like $300 or something.
That was the first engine I ever pulled out of a car.
Yeah, and it was dropped promptly on my foot. Anyway,
Yes.
by Ryan.
That was not my fault. That was the fault of the
Fine,
chain
fine.
breaking.
That is true. The chain did break, which is amazing. Next car was the replacement chassis for my third gen, which I bought from Scott after I totaled it. That was the 2001 silver, matte black painted MR2 Spider. I had that car up until 2014. I had that thing a long time. Next car, my first BMW, the 1987 black on red convertible automatic 325i. Next one, oh Jesus, what's this? The 1990 white on tan manual 325 convertible. Then I had a two-door red on black parts car 86 325 ES that I bought. All these were when I was 19. It was a parts car. Then I repoed Jimmy's 1991 Kawasaki ZX-9R B1 sport bike because he owed me so much money. Had that for a while. Next car, 85 red on tan winter beater 190E 2.3 I bought for $400. And Trailer Park Girl.
I drove that. That was the first 190 I think I drove. No, that was one of your parts cars. Disregard.
Yeah, it wasn't the red one. The only person I ever let drive that was TPG, and she blew it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yuck.
I was drunk. So anyway, next one, 85.
How do you blow up a 190?
She somehow blew the OVP relay, and the car never ran again.
Wow.
Yep.
It's like it was a warning sign or something.
Yeah, way back in the day. I was 19 at the time. And shit finally hit the fan when I was 26. Anyway, neither here nor there. Next car, silver on gray 85 190E 2.3. I barely remember that, but that's the car Ryan and I picked up in Mankato.
Oh yeah, I love that car. That car's great.
That thing had tampons all over it. It was weird.
No, it was tampons and condoms.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an
it was a
interesting
weird
And
combination.
brand new front seats. Just really weird.
It had Recaro seats and a AMG style body kit.
Yep, it had the avant-garde grille and the Euro headlights.
Yep. It was a cool car.
It looked cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was a
But we
piece of shit, though.
parted that right the fuck out.
It was pretty raunchy.
Yeah.
And then I gave it away to my buddy Chooney. Next car, the engine donor for Blubsky, 1990 Mercedes 560 SEL. I bought in the middle of January on Craigslist for $560.
Silver on blue.
Two-tone.
Two-tone.
Yep.
Yes. Custom.
But it didn't have working heat, but it had 4 working heated seats.
Oh,
So I got it
why
home
did
with
you
that.
why did you need heat then?
I didn't.
That's
But the
perfect.
steering was the most violently, satanically awful steering I have ever driven. The on-center play, you expect a little bit. This thing was 90 degrees of on-center play. And it was badly aligned, and it was January. So I was literally jackknifing the wheel to
Skirting?
it would change direction. Then you had to quick get the wheel to keep it from veering into the next lane. I took back roads. It was so terrifying. My mother followed me home.
Oh, your poor mom.
She's such a good sport. Anyway, that's the engine donor. Parted that the fuck out. That thing actually had a really clean body though. Back in the day,
Yeah.
That would have been worth saving now.
Yeah, it would have, yeah.
Next car, 87 gold on Houndstooth E30 325i. I bought that in $500 in St. Louis Park. Sold it for $4,000.
Nice.
After I put a tank of fuel in it,
That's what
so it would run, and I had to put a set of fuel injectors in it. But that was
that's
it.
not bad though.
That was like $30. I already had them. So out of the red car that we just discussed earlier. Next one, silver on Houndstooth E30 325i sedan. First 5-speed E30 325i I ever drove. I bought it for $400 from the most sketchy drug dealer dude in North Minneapolis ever. The car was made of rust holes, but like mechanically, the thing was
perfect.
primo.
Excellent.
So much fun. Next car, 1989 convertible E30 manual, Super 8 powered, 19 years old. Next car, $500 1990 BMW 525i manual. I didn't know until the winter following this purchase that it did not have a heater core.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So I parked it. Next car, 1991 318i sedan 5-speed, red on tan. Bought it for $500. Kept it as a spare car until Scott put it into a snowbank when he borrowed it. Then I parted it out. Next car, 1988 BMW 528e Auto. It was beige. I found it on Craigslist. It said it wouldn't start. It was running and then it died. So I brought $350 and a crankshaft position sensor with me, and I drove it home. Then I sold it for like $4,000 the next year.
Perfect.
The thing had one owner, had 385K on it. It's from Texas.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, the lady was super nice. Next one, 95 Boston Green on Tan BMW M3. Bought that with 0 compression on the 3rd cylinder.
What
Hole
year
in the
M3?
piston. 95.
95. Oh,
And it just had a ton of
E36.
body work.
Ugh.
Actually found that car at Euroworks, parked in Spectator like 3 years ago.
That's
Oh, really?
awesome.
Wow.
It was still in really nice shape.
Still around.
Yep, has a pink valve cover.
Oh, cute.
That's.
I did that.
Oh.
1995 740 IL parts car. I bought it to get M parallels for my dad's car. Parted it out. Nothing special there, but it wasn't technically a parts car because I drove it for a few days. 1994 325i sedan manual, Boston Green on tan. Don't know why I bought it. It was cheap, $400. Next one, 85 325e Zinno red on black. That is David Knorr's old car.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I bought it because we couldn't make it run properly anymore, and I ended up selling it not running properly. That car bested me. That's the only E30 I haven't been able to diagnose. 86 black on black 325 ES. That car still is sitting out in recycled BMWs. I took all the good stuff out of it. 86 325 ES tan on tan. I don't even remember which one that is. 2003 Honda CBR 600RR. That was fun, but terrifying. Then I traded that for a 06 Yamaha Vino 125 scooter. And I sold that when I accidentally broke one of the exhaust studs off of it when I was servicing it. 2006 Volkswagen GTI 6-speed. Yeah, gross. That's my only Volkswagen ever and never again. 1999 Mercedes C43 AMG. A car that Mark and Jess bought in 2003. And then I sold it to Jimmy's grandma. She drove it for like 4 years, and then she blew the trans on it.
Oh no.
And then a cat converter plugged on it, so I bought it and gutted the cats. And then I traded it for a car I'll get to in a couple here. Next car, 92 325 ICA. That is a parts car. A white on gray convertible. Had really nice interior and plastic bumpers. I got super fucked by a Pepsi employee. What's his name? Rick something. Oh, I want to remember his name just to like call him out. The dude is a piece of shit.
What do you do?
He came and bought bumpers off of it, but I'm like, I'm not home. You can take them off and just leave me cash. And he took tons of parts off the car and just vanished.
Wow, what a prick.
No.
Dude is a
What
piece
the
of shit.
fuck?
So that guy can go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Next car, 1987 Mercedes 300E, silver on gray. Andrew Kluse's car when he crashed it. I ended up selling that to some guys who needed it for like the CIS system because I couldn't make it run properly. Next car, this is the one I traded the C43 for. 2000 BMW 323 IT Sport Auto. This is the first car I ever did a manual swap on.
Okay, yeah.
Really nice sport package wagon. Got it from my sister-in-law's dad. Traded him. Next car, 1989 325i 5-speed. This is Unicorn V1. I got this from Eric Devo.
Yeah, Devo. Rest in peace, Devo.
Yay, rip. Next car, 88 325iX Silver on Cardinal. Huni V2. This is the car that notoriously blew 5 head gaskets in one winter.
5 head gaskets? Oh
5
my
of them.
gosh.
Only because I realized that the base timing was not the same and the tune didn't at 31 degrees of timing on pump gas. Anyway.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Yeah, that turned out to be the problem. 1990 325iX 5-speed red on tan. Still have that car. The silver 325iX. Oh, no. There's a black one. Black on black auto 325X. I bought this from Nick Pappas.
That is a horrible combination. This is the least
The
desirable
cleanest
E30.
E30 I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the least desirable. Probably nobody wanted to drive it.
Sold
yeah.
it to my buddy Steve, who loved IXs.
Did he manual swap it?
Nope.
Oh,
What?
man. Good. I mean, good for him for having a clean car, but I get why it's so clean because nobody'd ever want to be in it.
Pretty much. It was
Yeah.
some South Dakota black. I kept like the diff and a couple things out of it. I'm like, it's all yours, buddy. Next one, 1967 Subaru 360, white on red.
Yes.
That thing was tragic.
It was completely rusted apart. Like
yeah.
it was
It was like-
unsavable rusted.
Oh, yeah.
The thing had no usable parts. Found it in the basement of Blakeland when they moved in. Basement garage, yeah.
Okay.
Next car, 1999 Saab 93 Viggen.
Yes.
I owned it for 4 days, and then I bought it for 500 and sold it for 2,800, I think.
Nice.
So that was the quickest ROI I think I ever had. 86 325 ES. Don't even list colors. Don't know. 2000 323i, black on tan. I drove that car for a summer, put a bunch of parts into it because it was super high miles, and I sold it to a guy in Iowa. He's still driving it. 2000 323i, silver on black. Drove it for a little bit, and then I put the manual parts into Alec Rosen's green 328.
Okay.
So, again, these are kind of borderline parts cars, but I'm not going to count it as such.
If you drove them,
If
that's
you drove them.
Yeah,
Counts.
2000 328 CI 5-speed. I bought for $1,000 out in Medina and drove for a little bit, and then I think I sold it to recycle. And then I had two. There was a 2000 and a 2001 323 IT and 325 IT. These were both wagons I bought with bad autos.
You know, I think this list might be easier if we just included the 3 Series BMWs in the state of Minnesota currently that you've not owned or touched.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, I bought both those with bad autos, swapped them. One of them Dave owns, the other one I don't know where it is. 98 528i 5-speed. I bought that from my now deceased friend Tonebra in Austin. That was the most fuel efficient road tripper I ever had. 2001 525IA, white on black. Sold that to John. His brother drives it and has driven it into the ground. 96 Toyota 4Runner, burrito, 5-speed. Awesome,
Yes.
Awesome truck.
Interesting.
Got rid of that. Got an X5. Stupidest decision ever.
That is a bad
Isn't
life
that
decision.
the car that we towed? the
Yeah.
Civic
Yes.
with?
2001 320, or sorry, X5 3-liter 5-speed. At least it was a manual, but that thing was dumb. Sold it for a huge profit in Duluth. 98 540i, black on black. I don't even know if I drove that one. That might be a parts car. Sorry. 98 740IL. Also bought that for a set of M parallels, but it was actually pretty nice, so I resold it. 1989 3 Series wagon, the right-hand drive one we took to Anchor. That's now, who knows, Owatonna, I think.
No, there's some kid that's
He pops up every once in a while at your work.
Okay. I used to be that Larry Johnson guy, but now it's Martine Bursker or something. Anyway, 92 BMW 8 Series, 850i 6-speed, 19 years old. Still have that. 1990 BMW 318i, green on tan, Brexit. These later ones aren't necessarily in order because I repopulated the list. 95 525i Auto, that was Unicorn V3, now parted that thing out. 2000 Z3 2.8 5-speed.
I remember
Most
that.
fun
Yeah.
I've ever had in a car.
I remember leaving our BMW with you, and you're getting it sideways.
That thing was such a hoon beast. I don't understand it.
I don't understand why that car's not more popular. That's a great car.
They're really expensive. More than the Boxster, which is why I bought the Boxster.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
96 BMW M3, green on caramel. Don't even remember that car.
Gross.
I really don't remember that car.
You have a lot of like dark green.
That's the it's low resale
E36s.
green, yeah.
Yeah.
1990 325i black on gray. That's a car I got from my buddy Terrence when I sold him a nice chassis. Parted that out. 87 325i blue on tan. That is the chassis I traded to him. Used to have a 330i ZHP engine in it, which was really cool. I took that out before I sold it to him. 1976 Mercedes 240D. That's Blubsky. I put it on there just because I put so much money into it. It's technically Scott's car. 2002 525i silver on gray. Sold that to John Harry's mom. She's still driving it.
Yes, she is.
Bought it for $500. Literally put a battery in it, cleared the transcodes, and she's been driving it trouble-free for almost 4 years.
Perfect.
Bought it from Eurotech, which said it needed a trans.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, 07 328 IT 6-speed Mr. Wags. 2013 Fiat 500 Sport gray on black. Sold that last year to the Frenchie for more than I paid for it, like 60,000 miles prior. Totaled. 1991 BMW M3 red on black. Red M3. 1988 BMW M3 black on tan. Sold that last year. Vespa 05 200 GT Gran Turismo. Still have that. 2002 BMW M3 convertible, the one I bought with timing chain guide noise that needed a complete engine, and then I manual swapped. Thanks, guys.
Is that the one downstairs right now?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's a 330. That's our old Florida car. This
Oh.
is one I bought with piss jugs and then fixed and drove for a year and then sold. Didn't make much of a profit because I needed an engine.
Yeah, and piss jugs was involved.
Fuck piss jugs.
Yeah,
piece of
fuck
shit.
that guy.
1997 Ferrari F355 Spider. That's obvious. 85 Mercedes 190E 2.316. Oh, dude, I'm missing a couple cars from back in the day. I had another 16 valve earlier. 86 Smoke Silver is the one I had back in the day. This was more or less a parts car that I bought last year, the 85. Parted that out because it was beyond saving. Had mold in the carpet that was growing like trees.
Yuck.
Gross. No.
Yeah, pretty gross. 2013 Fiat 500e. 2011 BMW 1 Series M. 97 540i 6-speed Unicorn 4, that's gone. 500 Prima, bought Scott's car back. 2001 BMW M3, the blue one. 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser, bought that yesterday.
And that's where we're at.
And 2001 330 Ci, which I took in.
How
as
did you
part of
buy
a
that?
manual swap.
Oh, I was gonna say, how did
These
you
are
buy?
out of order. Yeah.
How did you
I
buy
think
that?
That was
since
like 2 weeks
Thursday?
ago. No, I was just
did
thinking
you
if
miss
there's anything else.
the Porsche and the BMW 2002?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
2000 Porsche Boxster S and a BMW 1600 too. Damn it.
What year? So, what year did you buy the 8 Series?
I bought that in
you're pretty young when you bought that.
2010.
Yeah, 2010. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. By the way, 27 years old. Ferrari, BMW 8 Series, 2002, E30 M3.
I'm really struggling through life.
Yeah, God, owns a house. Fuck.
And a cat.
And a cat.
Yeah, the cat's the big
What?
one.
Life is rough.
Good call on the Boxster and the
You're
1600.
welcome. Yeah.
I don't know what I
Meanwhile,
own
I'm
most of the
sitting
time.
here like trying to get my house clean so my landlord doesn't condemn it.
I just love that I remembered those. Like those are very memorable cars. And
Yeah,
you forgot-
kind of.
There's a few cars I want to include that I came very close to buying,
Okay.
and something came up
Okay.
because that seems to be my
Sure.
lot in life.
Yeah. maybe well.
1987 Corolla FX16.
God, those are so awful and awesome.
No, that car's fucking great. I
It's
love
terrible.
it. No, it's not terrible.
That's a terrible car.
No, it's really compared to the A86. Yes, compared to 9100 or compared to EF Civic. No, it's before the EF Civic came out. That was the best Japanese hot hatch.
Okay.
But anyway, I almost bought one of those, but we were doing I was buying it for my boss, and it was pending. We did the wheel bearing on it, and
Oh, you told me about this.
yeah, we were doing the wheel bearing, but he forgot to take the wheel bearing.
Keep the story. I got
The wheel bearing clip out of it, and it snapped the entire spindle in half.
Well, yeah, that was the car that I was supposed to.
Yeah, and get
buy.
it for you. Yeah, there was that one. Then there was a Z31 that I was gonna buy, and then lost my job. Literally, or no, sorry. As I was gonna buy it, the guy dropped out. I went on eBay,
Yeah.
and I was gonna buy it, and the guy just ghosted me.
Oh yeah.
And then gave me a bad review, even though I had the money for it. And then, which was probably a good thing because like a week after that, my job went out of business. So
Yeah, no, that one was kind of like a blessing in disguise. 'cause
Yeah,
you
that
would've
was-
had
that was
a
a-
really cool car.
yeah,
but
we
you
had a
went
cool
to-
car, but I would have been screwed. There's another Z31 that I was gonna buy.
I actually saw. Oh shit! Sorry. I actually saw a one of those anniversary Z31s
Those are
in like
sexy
perfect
cars.
condition in Philly downtown. I'm like,
Awesome cars.
didn't have my phone out, otherwise I'd have sent you.
There was a I almost bought a red kooky Z31, which is a post facelift. Looks like a 240 SX in a fat suit.
Mm-hmm.
Almost bought one of those, but
I like the description.
me and the owner of that literally, I was about to buy it, and I noticed that the rear hatch seal was leaking, like right onto where all the electronics for the fuel pump are.
Oh,
And I'm like, dude, you need to knock $50 off of this so I can replace this hatch seal, and he wouldn't budge. So I'm gonna count that as almost owning it,
yeah.
because I had my pen out. I was about to sign the paper, and I dropped the pen, and as I dropped it, it rolled back and fell in the spare tire hole. And I opened that up, and it's just full of water. I'm like, whoa, dude, what's going on here? So I've almost owned multiple Z31s, and then we'll just like the universe has like gotten in between and said,
It's telling
no,
you not this one.
this is not the right one.
This is not the Z31 for you, Ryan.
Yeah,
So, he's
exactly.
gonna, like when we buy a house, he's gonna open up the garage.
There's gonna be a
and there's gonna
Z31
be
in
the
there.
Best, most perfect Ryan
Like anniversary
in a former
edition
life had built it for himself.
Right.
with
In a
like
future life.
color keyed Inky aeronautics on it or something. It'd just be
God.
perfect. But anyway,
I know, I feel the same
there's
way, but
also-
he'll be so happy.
I came very close to owning a '86 Toyota Celica liftback drift car.
That's interesting.
It was a 22 RE in it, and was actually pretty cool. The reason I did not buy it was there's another thing where the guy wouldn't budge on it, and it needed basically a full.
I love walking away.
Like
That's one of my
every
favorite
every
things.
single seal on the engine was leaking everything.
Fuck that.
Like, the engine ran perfectly, but it was just leaking everything. I'm like, dude, like I gotta knock. It's a 22 RE. I gotta knock off like $300 because
about
a
that?
22 RE is like a $300 engine all day.
Right.
What about that first gen Civic that the guy refused to
Oh
sell
my
us?
God, that one I wasn't gonna include, but I will now. 76 Honda Civic,
Okay.
white with a black interior.
Sure.
Car was great, except for the fact it had a couple holes in the floor because
Sure.
it had been stored on a dirt floor.
Oh, okay.
But-
so some moisture.
Yeah, some moisture. It was largely fine.
Okay.
Like the floor, like it needed patch panels. That was it.
Sure.
But the floor, for the most part, was okay. It was just like right by where the door goes on. There's like a hole, and like I pulled the carpet back and got a good look at it, and it was good. Like
Okay.
it just needed that. Like it was literally it was the 3-inch spot.
Yeah, it's like,
of, like,
where they put the
bubbles.
little cap thing in.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's exactly that. Right where the cap was. But we were driving it, and during the test drive, the guy's like, "Yeah, the car's been parked for about 16 years. I haven't done anything to it," and the engine blew on the test drive.
Yep.
And he forced us to push it up the hill. Said it was our fault. And then he goes on to say, "Well, I haven't changed the oil in 16 years. You don't have to because I've been driving it." I'm like, "Oil collects moisture. Of course it blew up." And so the guy refused to sell to us for a discounted price. Jana's dad and he says like he
Oh
knows
my
more about
God.
cars than me
Yeah,
because
we're
I'm
youngins
not 70 years old. Jana's dad, who's
who
like
loves
60
Civics.
years old at the time, loves Civics, tries to go buy it because we're gonna buy it for him and put it back together for him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to drive it, still isn't running. He offers the guy half of what he was asking. The guy was asking like $6,000 or something. No, $4,000.
God,
He's
okay.
asking $4,000. It's like $2,000 for that car for a rusty Civic with a blown engine. Really good price,
Mm-hmm.
but it was perfect for Jana's dad. So I was like willing to just take the hit and let it happen. But the guy still he said basically the same shit to Jana's dad because he's older than Jana's dad by like 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about with cars." And I'm like, "Dude, clearly you're the only person here that doesn't know what you're talking about because you're the one that didn't change the oil for 16 years and blew the engine,
Oh yeah.
and then did not disclose that before the test drive."
Yeah, and the thing is, like, he was telling us about how his son used to own this car, so he didn't ever drive it himself. It
Oh,
was
okay.
His son's car.
Great.
Whereas my dad owned one for
He knew
quite a...
all about them. Yeah.
Yeah, he knew all about them and
I
like
run
their
into that
quirks.
so often. I'm just like,
But
dude.
yeah, so we tried buying the car twice, and then it keeps on getting sent to us because it's still for sale. And we're like, no, you
It
guys
pops up every
fuck
year
off.
like herpes. It's horrible.
I know Craigslist ads like that.
Yeah, it just keeps coming back. It's just awful. But anyway, so I get a question for you, Berger.
Yes.
Since we've talked about our vehicle histories in great detail.
Yes.
Well,
it-
basically, you just listed yours off for half.
I'm
going
gonna
to
say very minimal detail, but I think the listeners will thank us for that.
Yeah, it's good. What was your favorite year for automotive design and why?
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. I forgot we were doing that in this episode. Yeah. Okay. So when you asked me this, I don't even know where my brain went because that is a tough question.
It is. No, it's a super hard question.
But what I ended up on was 1991.
Okay.
But before I go into why, what was yours?
Mine was 1986. There was a very, very close follow-up, but I
Okay.
chose not to say it because I knew it would bother you a lot.
Oh, God damn it. We haven't used the pre-war bell in 2 episodes, so
1934. I will not go into detail why.
there it is. Fine. All right, you go first because I've actually got yours queued up first in the display.
Okay, so mine 1986, because it also doesn't bother you, had a lot of cars that just about every car I like was
Okay.
available in 1986.
Sure.
1968 was also up there too.
Why 1968?
That's fine. 1986. Keep going.
Well, at 68, you had the Datsun 510, the 2000 GT, the Mazda Cosmo.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, shut up. Yeah.
Yeah, all my 60 cars I like that were made then. All right, so 86. The first thing that came to my mind about 86 is that was the only year that you could get a 4S Fox body Mustang with the fuel-injected engine.
Okay.
That was the first thing. And I kind of thought about it. I'm like, well, actually, you know what? That was also the last year of the Celica Supra, the second gen, which I think you should.
I have it up
that
right
should
here.
be the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, that one that you got pulled up right there.
Yep.
It was the first. It was the last year of the Celica Supra.
Which debuted in 82, according to this image.
Yeah, 82 to 86. And 86 and a half, they had the third gen Supra, which also I like a lot. So that works. The Zenki Z31, it was the last year of that, which is the pre-facelift Z31 before it looked like a 240 in a fat suit. It was also the last year of the pre-facelift Subaru GL10, which is my Subaru that I am stuck with for the rest of my life. I legitimately actually really love the grill on that car. I would tell you to pull up a picture, but there's not a good picture of a Subaru GL10
No,
in
they
the
all
world.
Yeah, we
look
were
terrible.
discussing. We're only pulling up 3 images from our list.
Yeah,
and
they're
that didn't
like
make
every
the cut.
single picture is from like Uruguay. It's just
And
like,
it was taken.
it's
10
taken
years
with a
ago in
potato.
Uruguay.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
A literal potato.
And then I think you should have a picture of the S12 up there because it was the last year of the pre-facelift
Yep.
200 SX.
Yep, I have that.
Which
up here.
is another one of my favorite cars. Also, almost purchased 2 of those. Never purchased either.
It's very handsome.
The only reason I didn't purchase the S12 I was going to buy is I literally just bought the Subaru. And I didn't want to burden my parents with 4 cars in their driveway.
Hey man, you gotta make certain concessions.
Yeah. It was also the first year of the Civic SI in 1986.
Oh, okay.
The CRX SI had been a thing in the past. Just in America, the Civic SI had not been a thing prior to 1986.
Gotcha.
It was also the first year of the post-facelift AE86 Corolla. Actually really like the post-facelift AE86.
I think the facelift cars pretty much all look better personally, but
There's once you look at some
that should be a topic for us, honestly.
Germany, I could get that.
No, there's a couple in Germany where I vehemently
Like
like the pre-facelift better.
Like a post-facelift Vanagon looks way better with the plastic bumpers. Same thing with the Mark II Golf.
I should add that to the bottom of the doc talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the A86, I like the post facelift a little bit more. Not to say I wouldn't take a pre-facelift. They're both good. But yeah, the Mustang, like I said earlier, got fuel injection, which is huge because that was when, really you could say that 1983 is when America left the Malaise and got modern.
Yeah.
When they decided to update the Corvette.
Well, and everything got turbo engines and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything had a turbo engine. They updated the Corvette. The third gen Camaro.
The C4.
The third gen Camaro got a lot faster. You had the turbocharged Grand Nationals. You had then the carbureted Mustangs in '83 also got a lot more power. They sorted out their shit basically and decided that emissions aren't going to go anywhere. They were there forever. But yeah, '86 is when Ford finally added fuel injection to the Fox body Mustang, and
the
it made
302.
big power.
Right, but it made it harder to tune.
Yeah, but well, I mean, at the time, but now it's easier.
Yeah.
Because while the Mustang was harder to tune at that era.
Right. Because
Nowadays,
back in the day, like putting a carb on it was a lot easier than finding.
but nowadays, like if you try to tune a third gen Camaro with a toilet bowl injection, you can't. But the Mustang actually had
that had
port
port
fuel
injection.
injection, which is huge.
Yeah.
Because America hadn't done, or wasn't really into that before that.
I mean, BMW had that in like
I know they did. That's I
1976,
said America wasn't really into that.
and Mercedes had it in 72.
Yeah. But anyway, so I also speaking of Mercedes, the 560 SEC, the 560 debuted in
Engine,
'96.
yes, it
Yep.
did.
It was the first year of Acura in the United States, which as you revolutionized the world. It was the first year of the E30 M3. Well, no, it did because prior to Acura, you would either get a German vehicle, which is super luxury and
Yeah, no, it predated Lexus for sure.
or you would get an American car, which is a land yacht with leather
But
seats.
the Acuras didn't sell very well until like 90 or 91.
They sold decently,
All right.
but for a debut brand,
Yeah.
they sold decently.
Yeah.
But no, that was kind of a big deal. Acura. I mean, that was the start of a
But
big
it wasn't
thing.
like Lexus coming here.
No, well, when Lexus did, they just knocked it out of the park. Because,
Yeah.
well, Acura really opened the door, and Lexus broke it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was also 86 was the first year of the E30 M3.
Yep, in Europe.
Yep, and it was the first year of the E32 7 Series in Europe, which I think might be. I'm pretty sure it was
87.
It was 87.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause then 87 was a runner-up then, because I really like
87's
that.
a good
I
do
do really like
The
that
turbo
7
diesel
Series.
Mercedes 190.
Yeah, and I really like that 7 Series.
Although mine was made in 86.
But all right, so things that I know for a fact were in 86: the R31 Skyline,
Okay.
and the F31 Leopard. Now I think you have a picture of that, because most people won't recognize that.
Yes, I do.
We got that actually for a little bit in America as the Infiniti M30 when they finally brought Infiniti here. And there is one, and you pull our parts, and they're not letting me buy the chassis, and I'm really fucking annoyed.
I hope
But-
I got these two images in the right order. I'm actually not sure if I did.
You want me like get? That is a S12.
Okay. What is this one?
That's the F31 Leopard.
Okay. All right. So disregard. That's the photo I
So
had
you
up
got
when he
those
was talking
backwards.
about the whatever. Yeah, I pulled them up in whatever order. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
But anyway, yeah.
So that is the Leopard.
Yeah, so the Leopard,
And the
that was
200
actually
SX.
that was a really cool car because for a while it's actually the fastest car you can get in Japan. Was a 3-liter V6 single turbo
Damn.
option.
Holy shit.
The one we got was a 3-liter non-turbo. But no, in Japan that was like groundbreaking, and that car led to the R32 Skyline and led to the Z32 300ZX.
I can see that.
Yeah, so that was a pretty groundbreaking year.
Well, I'll go back to the Leopard then for this topic.
Yeah,
Oops.
the Leopard. The Leopard. I really want to get it Infiniti M30, preferably in white. I think
Fine.
White with a convertible top. Also, hey, 86, Gianna's favorite car, the CA Accord.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah, that started out in 86. My first CA Accord was in 86. You've not owned one yet.
No, I've only owned 88 and 89.
Yeah, so
First-
86, you can either get a sedan or you can get a hatchback that looked identical to an A86.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I see.
Like, literally, I would actually recommend,
it's kind
like,
of
type in
even better.
CA Accord hatchback. Like, actually, yeah, it does look better. It looks sleeker than the A86 originally did. But yeah, it was like, back when I had that Accord, the reason I sold it was...
It's not identical, but yeah, it's got the same shape to it.
The reason I sold my CA Accord was there were some guys in a big pick-me-up truck that said, dude, that's a sick A86. And I go, it's an Accord. And they go,
It is
oh.
the exact same shape, though.
Yeah,
I
like
just
if
pulled them
you
up back to
you
back.
did not know the A86 really well, you saw an Accord like coming at you on the highway,
All right.
like
so
in oncoming traffic,
That is
you
the
would swear it's like
Toyota.
A86.
That is the Honda.
They're like identical.
Toyota. Honda. I'm going to watch that back later because that's hilarious.
Yeah, like they're literally identical. I had half a mind to get some Corolla badges for it.
Oh, my God.
But anyway, 86 is also the first year of the fuel-injected Countach,
Nice.
and the first year that the Testarossa went from their stupid metric-sized wheel that you could never fucking find
Oh, the
tires for,
TRX. Yep.
to a proper 16-inch wheel like everybody else in the world had. I don't know why that was even a thing. But I found out, I'm like, what the fuck?
I
What
would
were they
love-
thinking?
I think we should do the TRX wheels as an interesting engineering at some point.
Why don't we do that today? Because you probably know something about
I don't
that.
know shit about
I don't know
them.
shit about. All right,
We're
let's
not doing
let's
it
not
today.
do it today. We'll
We'll
do it another
research,
time.
but I'll add that to the thingy here too.
That's so annoying. Anyway, tell me about yours, because that's everything I got going on.
All
in
right,
86.
so
I might
did-
think of something.
I did 1991. The main reason I did that, the same vein as most of your choices. It's the final year of the E30 M3. It's the first year of the BMW 8 Series. It's the origin of the SW20 and 21 MR2s. It's the origin production year of the indestructible third-gen Camry, which is really important whether you like them or not. It's not the first year of the Z32 by any stretch,
Also-
but
Come to think of it, that first gen Camry
yeah,
also
third or
is
first.
to date. No, third gen. Sorry, it's the it was the only Camry to have a racing pedigree.
Yeah, the two-door one.
Yeah, the two-door one is a the two-door V6 manual Camrys were a homologation model
Which
for
are
touring
rad.
car.
The 3V
Yeah.
ZFE 5-speeds.
Yeah, that's a very cool car.
The-
Anyway, I'll let you continue.
Yeah, sorry. I have the Z32 300ZX in here. It's not a 1991 model. That's an 89, but I swear, like, that nobody paid attention to him until 91, so I put it in there. You can take it out if you don't like it.
The Z32 300ZX. I mean,
I love that car.
I'm putting that in 91. I do not want one at all. But every single person that was like into cars in that time really liked them. Like if you like 90s
What's
cars,
not to love about the Z32 though? I mean, like technologically, I mean, like
no,
it's got the Hikers.
It's an amazing car. It's just it doesn't do much for me. But
that's fine.
But no, I mean it is a very good car because that's the reason why the 280 horsepower limit was introduced.
Why
in Japan.
276? Why did that car get overshadowed by the FD and the Supra, the 4th gen?
I think because the Supra was known for making massive amounts of power.
Okay.
The FD was known for that. And Nissan also had the Skyline. So the Z32...
But not in this country, they didn't.
No, they didn't. But so I think that the Z32 kind of took a back seat to that. Plus the Z32...
But I think the Z32 is more impressive than the Skyline.
I think it's a very impressive car as well. I think that...
I'm just confused
the
by that one.
Z32, for some reason, has fallen onto like the same level as the 300 or 3000 GT VR4.
Yeah, that's true.
Two
Nobody
cars-
cares. Great car.
An amazing car.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think the 3000 GT
That's a
VR4
really good
is
comparison.
probably the best car Mitsubishi's ever
true.
made.
Yeah.
Um,
same era even.
Yeah,
Same
but
vein.
I think the 300ZX, I think it's really because the tunability and the ease of maintenance
I think it's the ease of maintenance.
on the
It's
other
gotta
two.
be.
Whereas the Z32 really lost a lot. Like that's what really lost a lot of
Yeah.
people. And I mean, yeah, I think that's probably about it.
That makes sense.
I think the 350Z kind of overshadowed it, even though it didn't do anything special. I think it
Yeah.
overshadowed it. So I think that was the big deal.
Yeah, it's whatever. Anyway, next one, the Mercedes 500E, that Porsche co-developed
Ooh, I like that car.
E-Class.
A lot.
That thing's gorgeous.
I really like that car.
I don't know if I took a picture of that one up. I think I did. The internet was so bad when I pulled these up, I didn't actually queue mine like I did yours.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll let this load while I talk about it, but the 500E picture is coming up. That thing was cool. 5-liter V8. The only dumb part was 4-speed auto only. But the thing had just bulging, rippling fenders and absolutely
It's one of
gorgeous.
those things, if you see it from like afar, you're kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool. It's old Mercedes. And you get up
You're
close
like,
to
oh,
it,
it's a W124, and then you're like, that has fender flares. That
You're
has
like-
Porsche brakes.
that's lowered. Ooh, that's got big wheels.
It just pulled up a freaking YouTube video. Anyway, 500E, that's a good one. First gen Acura NSX. That car is hugely important and very impressive. We're just talking about the FDRX7, first year of that. First year of the first gen Viper, which is a dumb car, but also really important.
Yes. I think I'm probably going to make something on the MotorCult blog at some point about the Japanese big muscle cars. The ones that everybody should know about and kind of why they're important, because I feel like there's a lot of people outside the Japanese car world that go, oh, those are cool, but they don't know just how important they are.
Right.
So I'll probably do something like that.
That's fair. I
but-
mean, it's definitely an important car.
It's a very important car. But yeah, the Viper was stupid.
Very dumb.
So stupid.
But, I mean, important. I mean, it was also, I think, the first implementation of the Tremec 256.
yes, it was. It was also the only. That was a direct shift one too.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
as Trig was saying,
Yep. The BMW Nazca, which I have a photo of right here. That was an interesting race
Let me
car,
look at
concept
that.
car. Just be gentle with her. She's so plugged into so much shit.
ooh, yes,
it's-
that's a pretty car.
It's a very modern looking thing for 91. I mean,
That is
it's
very
got a lot
modern
of early
looking.
90s cues to it. I mean, you could tell it's from the era, but
Yeah.
still. That was pretty cool. The Toyota Previa, that needs no explanation.
One of my favorite vans of all time ever.
one of my
Did
favorite
you
vehicles
said
of all time.
FDRX7, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that was
Celica
mentioned.
All-Track Turbo,
Yes.
the Lexus SC.
Also, well, second generation of the Lexus or of the All-Track Turbo.
Yeah, the 3S GTE one.
Well, no, because what generation are you thinking
The
of?
the first bubbly one.
No,
the one that
because
looks like an SW20.
They put the 3S GTE in the generation before it as well.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
But yours is the first one that had a really solid racing pedigree.
Yeah, the one that
because-
you see with Castrol written all over it in the early
Well, no,
90s.
I mean they're all three All Tracks did, but the original All Track, the reason nobody is as jazzed about it, unless you're like really into Japanese cars, is that it got its ass kicked by the Audi Quattro all the time.
I still think it's cooler.
But no, the one that you like is a very pretty car.
Yes,
and
I like that.
That stands to why the front-wheel drive Celicas aren't shit.
Yeah, no, if you don't get an all-track, I saw like a stock all-track on the road the other day. I'm like,
those are very cool cars.
holy hell, that thing's rad.
Well, even
nobody knows what it is.
there's a guy in town that does like a bunch of stupid Toyota projects.
Okay.
And I love him for it. But he originally had a AE 102 wagon, which is a 90s Corolla wagon.
Okay.
With a 20 valve 4G 4A.
With the 5-valve head on it?
Yeah.
Is that the black top or the silver top?
Silver top.
Okay.
But no, he got one of those bubbly Celicas after he sold that, and he put in a 3.5 V6 on a front wheel drive one, and it is hilarious.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
A 2GR in that thing? Woo-wee! But anyway, yeah, that Celica all-track turbo. The Lexus SC, the one that's all ripply and started 92 model year, 91 production.
I'm okay with that one. That's the only SC I like.
Yeah, me too.
Because, I mean, technically the Soarers, I liked the first two generations before that, but that was the only one that we got in America.
I still see the SCs. I'm like, that's actually a fairly attractive car still.
Yeah.
Bugatti EB110.
That's an amazing car that nobody really cared about until like the last 10 years.
When I was looking this up, I'm like, that's got to be like 96, 97.
No,
nope,
it was
91.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. Let's see what else. Ferrari F40.
Yes.
Honda Beat.
Yes. Well, wait,
go.
wasn't that 4087?
I don't know. When I was doing the cursory research, it may have been the last
91
year.
was the last year that
Might have been the
40.
last
So you
year, the
still
F40.
had that 40. We had the Beat.
And that was
91's a very, very good year.
it's a very full year.
Yeah, there's a lot
of
really good things that were happening that year.
So that's mine. I do have a picture of the EB110.
I will
here.
say, with the Supra, even though the 4th gen did not come out until 93,
Yeah.
that was the first year of the 2Js or
The 1J.
the 1JZ in that car.
Yeah, that's worth mentioning. The 3rd gen Supra with the 1J.
Yeah, because the JZ series engine.
Here's a photo of the EB110 from 91.
Yes, it's a proper good looking car.
What a great car.
But yeah, that is that's a solid list. God, I don't know which one I should be better.
How
about this,
How about we
listeners?
consider? Okay, I'll let you finish first.
How about this, listeners? Why don't you comment on our SoundCloud, Facebook, or MotorCult blog post regarding which one you think is the better year, or if you think there's a year that is better, let us know.
And we'll tell you why you're wrong.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, if that's the end of the design thing, I want to talk about one more thing before we get to the World Cup of Cars.
Yeah, let's do it.
And this is bike news, and it's a company that we all, I think, collectively hate. It's Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know you're saying, why the hell are we talking about Harley Davidson? But here's the thing. They're in dire financial straits, this company.
Oh, yeah.
Shocking, right?
Yeah,
All
and
their demographics
and Donald
going
Trump. Donald Trump is only making things worse.
Right. So they're trying desperately to bring in new buyers for their bikes. So they've got 3 new motorcycle like designs or whatever. Like one's like a street fighter, one's like a cross bike and all that. Mm-hmm. But they still have these hideous, stupid sounding V-twins in them. I'm like, nobody's going to buy your crappy ass bike. And I'm just like, the question I like asked myself ironically is like, will it work? I'm like, hell no, it's not going to work. It's such, they have no idea what's going on.
No, they're trying to.
It's like asking a 90-year-old in a nursing home what young people do for fun on Friday nights.
Basically, yeah. I mean, well, I think Harley Davidson has the ability to get themselves out of their hole. They just have to kind of do what America did in the like late 70s. America was stuck on the big stupid V8 with no R&D behind it.
How about they take that Porsche developed twin cam V-twin that they have?
Yeah,
and
like
put that in
like,
everything.
you can have the V-twin, you can have the stupid firing order, but there's so many better ways to make it better. Or if you're going to commit yourself to the stupid firing V-twin, go with the old ones that people really like the panheads and stuff like that.
I hate all of them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about World Cup of Cars. I hate
I
this
don't
thing.
know how to say anything nice about Harley Davidson.
It's just they're and the demographic that owns them. I mean, that's the main reason why
The
I couldn't
only-
buy a Harley. It's like buying a Mustang.
Yeah,
You just can't do it. It's
like-
a great car. You can't do it.
There are a number of cars where I really wanted to buy them. And
Yeah.
I just absolutely could
owners.
not deal with the owners.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of American cars that are like that. There's a lot of Japanese car owners that are like that.
Yeah.
There's even a lot of like BMWs and stuff. Like
Even
that.
like my Cressida, like every time I have to ask somebody a question on a Cressida page, I just like loathe doing it because every person I met with a Cressida is a complete and total prick. Like it's nothing. Well, with the exception of Ben. Ben, you're cool. But I mean, like,
Good save.
yeah. But I mean, like, it's just like there's so many people that are like, oh, dude, you don't know what the head gasket torque is supposed to be? I'm like, dude, yeah, I've owned 1.7, and would you just tell me instead of berating me? Like, just there's a lot of
See,
dicks
on forums
like that.
back in the day, I would always berate somebody, but I would answer their question first.
Yeah,
Like, what's the head tightening order? And I would list it, and then be like, you should really search next time, you fucking idiot.
well,
It's like
that's the
5
thing.
pages
You
down.
can't search now because all the forums are mostly dead, and the big Cressida forum has been dead for years.
Well, this was back in the day then.
Yeah, well,
when search
yeah.
worked.
Like if this is like a Honda thing, like I would say that, but like with the Cressida, there's like a big ass Cressida forum,
Yeah.
and it's gone down, and there's not much information. That was
Forums are
saved from
dying,
that.
man.
Yeah,
I miss them, but
yeah,
at the same
but
time,
I mean,
kinda don't.
it sucks, and now I have to ask these awkward questions and get berated for it. So that's why I don't like Cressida ownership. Other than that, I love the car. But no, I think you're right with Harley Davidson being the same way. And another thing, I don't know. There are some things I respect about Harley Davidson because but they're
like what?
prior to World War II, pre-war, they had board track racing, which I thought was cool. Do you know what board track racing is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, where you'd race on the racetracks made of wood.
I don't know how people were able to balance those motorcycles with a tremendous amount of ball mass.
Yeah, for those
That's why
of
they
you that
went
aren't
flying into the
the crowds, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't know what board track racing is, they're basically these motorcycles that are raced on wooden tracks with complete loss of oiling systems.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah, there's no brake
banks.
and the throttle is locked wide open. There's no way to slow down, and these tracks are banked at like 45, 50 degrees.
they're incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were entirely made of wood, and when the wood planks would come up because they're being warped by the oil and the motorcycles going over them, people would literally fall through the center of the track.
And be like impaled by them too occasionally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was like, imagine a Mario Kart track,
Yeah.
but in real life,
Yep.
and how horrifying that would be.
And
because that's
graced with the
basic.
sounds of horrible.
And you only get one
V-twins.
life.
Yeah, and that
YOLO.
yeah.
You'll-
Well, I think there's also one where like when they were doing race cars on board track racing, which is
Oh,
a
God.
thing that they would do. Because take what already takes balls of steel on
That
a
sounds
pre-war
like
race
a
car.
poor idea.
Well, anyway, there's one, I think it was in Kansas or something, where like a car flew off a track, like flew like a block in the air or two, and like landed inside a pub and exploded.
What?
And that was like the end of board track
Just
racing.
another day in Kansas.
Yeah.
Race cars flying across multiple city blocks. So that's like one thing I would say, hey,
I would love to visit one of those, but I'm sure they're all gone now.
they are all gone.
I
But
think
if
there's
you-
one preserved somewhere.
That'd be cool.
And it's heavily guarded.
They
'cause
have-
They don't want anyone to
There
use
is
it.
there is actually a chunk of the original Milwaukee board track that's at the Harley Davidson Museum, which is actually a really cool museum.
I went by a really cool museum on my way home yesterday.
Do
Was
tell.
it in Indiana? Was the Core to Auburn Duesenberg Museum? Damn it!
It was an RV and motorhome museum, and it was huge.
I'm sure it is.
Yes.
They
It
probably
looked
have-
really good.
that actually
Oh
probably would
my
be really
God.
cool.
They had like one of those GM 70s things parked out front. I'm like, oh.
Where was this?
It's a great by Tire X headquarters. It was like just
new
east
road
of
trip
South Bend.
route.
All right.
Wouldn't even take that long. It's like an hour and a half from Chicago.
Man, next time we're in Chicago, we gotta go there. We gotta go to the Core to Auburn and Duesenberg Museum. Anyway,
World Cup of Cars.
that's a lot of pre-war.
Well,
Yes,
we're making up for not having done it the last 2 weeks and on Saturday.
last episode. Yeah. Anyway, so World Cup of Cars. We're doing Poland versus Japan because I fucked up and forgot to make a listing
Whatever.
for what this
It's a
episode was
gray
supposed to be.
area.
These are two countries where I absolutely adore their car culture. Poland has a fantastic car culture, obviously Japan, that's what my career is based off of, is Japanese cars. Poland, their car that I'm used to represent them is the Polish people's car, their ultimate race car, the Fiat 126P
P.
for Polski.
And none of us need to pull up that because we know exactly what it is.
It is a properly good-looking car.
You imagine
Whose
Poland?
phone is blowing
It's
up
mine.
Right now?
It's a fucking robocalls from Washington, D.C. I keep blocking the numbers, but they keep adding more shitty numbers.
For his fucking politicians? No.
I don't know. I don't answer them.
Great.
I Google the
Now
number.
Donald Trump's ruining my podcast. Anyway.
Fuck off, Donald Trump.
So, no, the Fiat 126P was a air-cooled, I think a 2-cylinder or a 4-cylinder, I can't remember, but it's a really small engine.
Yeah, it was
Air-cooled
like a
engine.
600cc 2-cylinder or something.
But they would, that was the people's car in Poland. Everybody had one. And even to date, like, that's the thing is to modify them. So, like, in Polish hot rodding culture, you use a 126P, and you can run, like, Italian Fiat stuff for, like,
Well, they put, like, twin
performance
cams
and-
in them and stuff now,
Like,
too.
they do some, like, actually really cool shit with them. The Jay Leno's Garage TV show actually did a really great episode about Polish car culture and the 126P. I thought that
Such
was
a
really
cute little car.
Yeah, I love that car a lot.
Pulled up an image of one just to...
Yeah, and they also have an amazing rally pedigree. Now, the car that it's going up against is probably the most iconic Japanese sports sedan of all time.
Yeah, probably.
And that would be the Datsun 510. A car in its own right has a racing pedigree a mile long. I mean, that was the first Japanese car to beat an Italian car, like outright in a race, not like past them, but like that was the first one that they unseated Alfa Romeo in touring car racing. Well, I think it was IMSA or something, IMSA or something.
I think that's just IMSA, not
Yeah,
IMSA.
I'm sorry,
God,
IMSA.
Corey, stop opening my doors.
But anyway, yeah, so that one, that's huge that they beat Alfa Romeo. Can you take your phones and take them off the fucking table?
No.
But
I'll put it on top of the other phone, though.
But yeah, so the fact that they did that was pretty huge. The car has an amazing rally pedigree as well. It was also the car that really brought Japan into the fold, putting them on par with the 2002.
Yep.
And that was that I cannot specify enough being that big of a
Emphasize.
deal. Emphasize. I'm sorry. I can't emphasize enough how big of a deal that is. I think when we interview Ben from JNC, we should have him give some more insight about that because I just cannot give that car enough justice.
The 510?
Yeah, because that car is just as much as I like to be a hipster and say
They're
I like-
also hideously expensive now.
yes, they are. As much as I like to be a hipster and say I like the 411 more, it's because I can't afford a 510. Solely that purpose.
I would have liked a 510, but yeah, I mean, I'm obviously in the German category, so I'm in the 2002 instead.
I think if I can find one for cheap, I will absolutely buy one.
The one I pulled up just for the image was a bring a trailer car, and it went for $40,000.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. Yeah, no, they go for just lousy amounts of money. I've missed the boat on that by a mile. If you want a 510, the best thing you can do is get yourself a second generation Corolla.
And that is, all right, that's a pro tip right there.
Yeah, that's a pro tip right there. I mean, it is as fun and a hell of a lot cheaper.
And it still looks really good.
I'm going to have to say Japan has to win this one because Poland made one very good car
Yeah, the 510 wins.
and Japan made everything good. So I'm sorry, Poland.
I mean, the 126P is adorable, and we're probably going to get stabbed by the Poles now, but
I'm sorry, Poland. I love your car. I think it's adorable. Also, shout out to the FSO Polonez for being a Polish car. A lot of the communistical cars that they made in Poland. It's just you're competing against Japan, man.
that car was so bad.
But I mean, the thing is, like, Poland put in a solid effort. Like, as far as Soviet cars went, they had the highest performance ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just one of those things. They're not gonna be able to compete. Like, for every Polish car, I can come up with 15 amazing Japanese cars.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, Poland does have to take an L on this one. So I'm sorry about that.
Bye, Poland.
You have 4 years until the next World Cup of Cars, and maybe you can make something amazing or a bunch of amazing things and take it home. I'm rooting for you, Poland.
We will, yeah.
I
We'll
am
keep the light on
sorry.
for you.
Yeah, we'll keep
Yes.
the light on for you. I don't want to. I wish there was like a Soviet World Cup of Cars so I could give them, the proper respect they deserve.
Give them their dues.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, like, I really love Poland. I honestly feel bad
I
about.
didn't even have that plugged in. God damn it. Sorry, the sound recorder was running on its own battery
Oh,
instead of
God, that would've
power.
been horrible.
Oh, no.
Whoops.
But anyway,
Good thing we're
Solved.
almost done here.
Yeah, oh, no, it's fine.
did you come up with anything you wanted to do for interesting engineering?
No, we were going to do the TRX, but we need to research
we
that.
Need to
And we're at an hour and 15 anyway, so
Yeah,
it's
okay.
whatever.
I think here when we come up with something, did I talk about the Toyota 2G TG already?
The 2TG?
Yes.
Yeah. We did it like 2 weeks ago.
Ball sack.
Yeah, well, two episodes ago. It was probably like a month ago.
I gotta come up with something.
And we talked about how we could relate to cat power to car power.
Yes.
What is it?
about
Oh,
power?
no, you go.
As a talk about stupid body kits.
I was going to talk about something interesting in the FJ, but I haven't. I don't know. 3 windshield wipers. That's pretty
Yeah, that's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Here, stupid big body kits on cars.
Okay.
Originally, where body kits came from, even before the big body kit craze in the 90s, super silhouette cars. It was aero kits made for Japanese, a particular Asian tour, not even Asian, it's just a touring car, FIA silhouette racing. And what you would have to do is you'd have to use the stock body of a car and modify it from there.
Okay.
You would not be allowed to remove the stock body. You'd have to modify the body itself.
Oh, okay.
With the original stuff underneath. So super silhouette cars, if you could bring up the super silhouette 200SX, that'd give you an example of what these cars look like. These cars were, this is kind of where Japan started off with their body kit craze. They were extra wide bodies that were put on over the cars for better
That just looks like a
aerodynamics.
Quattro.
Let me look at it. Let me just make sure you're
It's
getting
the
the right
thing.
car.
It's the thing you're
All right,
looking
good.
for.
But no, they would do that. That led to Japan's whole aero thing. They started putting like all sorts of weird things on cars, and Japan
God, that splitter.
since that era has had more of an interest in aerodynamics on cars than like any other aftermarket has. That's why you never saw much for aero kits on like American cars. Like you saw like ASC McLaren stuff, but like you didn't see it on the level that you're getting from Japan. And then like in Europe, you would get stuff like Gambala and
I
stuff
feel
like
like a
that.
lot
But
of
then
the-
it's more for like Playboys.
The Koenig and BBS kits predated this, though. I mean, this was a 1984 release.
That particular one was, but this whole series started in the late 70s.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, that Koenig and stuff like that.
BBS, yeah.
BBS Zender.
Oh, God, Zender.
Yeah, they what's Cefiro. I remember Cefiro because
There weren't any of those for BMWs that I saw. But
no, but Cefiro did make some cool stuff for Mercedes. I also remember their name because they were also one of my favorite synthwave artists. His name's Cefiro. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of these body kits like came from that. In the 90s, you saw this growing more and getting round because they're following the body styles of the cars. And then yeah, when Feels came out with their Feels wide body kit, that's when this kit just this whole thing exploded.
I
Died
thought it
off.
exploded with Fast and the Furious 1.
Yeah, well, it's because they were using that style of kit. They were using Wings West kits, which were designed to have openings for
Veil side, bruh.
yeah, well, they were designed to have openings for like front mount air coolers and like oil coolers and stuff where you otherwise wouldn't. That's why those body kits existed. Because if you ever looked at like a Celica or something from the 90s, like those bumpers, you have an air dam and that's it.
Yep.
They needed to add other openings, and that's why that happened.
No way.
Yeah.
Weird.
Now we're getting a resurgence of body kits. I think it's actually really cool because it's again coming from the grassroots of time attack racing. In I guess which is not touring car, but it's coming from
functional aero. But I mean, it kind of.
Well, I mean, RWB that came from trying to fit wider wheels onto a Porsche, and now it's just turned into this horrible thing. But
I don't like those.
I know, but all these things they started out being something functional. It's just like anything. So, I think on that bombshell, that
I don't like RWBs.
that Berger does not like Raoul Bagraf. I think Akira Nakai's an all right guy. Anyway, thank you for listening to MotorCult. We will see you next week.
Yeah, catch you guys Saturday.
Bye.